There we go.
Welcome to the Ways and Means third voting session for Monday, April 12th. Sine die, joined by most of our committee members, including Mr. Vice Chair Alonzo Washington. We have several concurrences of House bills that have been amended in the Senate. We'll start with House Bill 610. Can you describe that for us, Mr. Ward, please?
Sure. So this is the bill that makes heirs eligible for the homeowner's credit if they meet all the other qualifications for the credit. So the Senate added several amendments. Amendments would require that the homestead application be presented at settlement on a property. They would require a usability study of the homeowners and homestead credit materials that are distributed by SSTAT. And they would require an interim study with the comptroller and SSTAT and this committee and B&T on making the homeowners credit simpler to apply for and automatically renewable. So you may remember these provisions were in House Bill 1255, but this ended up being the vehicle to get it back to the House.
Move to concur in the Senate amendment.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor with the concurrence on House Bill 610?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Thank you. Stan, can you also describe House Bill 1324?
Sure. So this is the tobacco tax bill about the collection from out-of-state sellers. The amendments basically changed the tax structure so that for tobacco smoking devices, so that filters, rolling papers, and hookahs would still be taxed under the excise tax at 53%, and then it would just be tobacco pipes as defined that would be subject to the 12% sales tax. And the definition is constructed so that it applies to basically the nicer pipes that cost more money. In some cases, might be collector's items.
No. What? What bill?
And move to concur in the Senate amendments.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? Delegate Lastanti?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing it. Did he say that filters and other accessories would not be part of the tax, or they would be segregated?
So, Madam Chair, can I?
Delegate Murphy?
Yeah, so the version that we passed out of the House reduced all tobacco-related paraphernalia, filters, rolling papers, pipes, hookahs, to the 12% sales tax rate. The Senate balked at that. They passed out a version which does reduce the rate for premium pipes, but not for the other items. So it's still a tax reduction for premium pipes. The other things would be at the rate they're at right now.
Which is 50.
It's an excise tax rate, so it's 53%, but that's
53%.
not. Yeah, it's not directly comparable to sales tax because the cost of the item is lower at the purchase by the seller.
Right. It's the excise tax on the excise, not the sales. I got it.
Correct.
Are there any, Chair Kaiser, are you there? All right, are there any other questions on this bill? Was there a motion and a second?
There was a motion in a second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Bill passes. Pat, what's the next bill? I don't have the agenda in front of me.
The next one I've got is 632.
No, we're not taking that one up, Pat.
House Bill
Okay, I'm sorry. 83.
Okay, House Bill 83. That is my bill. We're putting it in the same posture as the Senate bill. Is that correct, Alistair?
Yeah, the Senate conformed our bill to be in the same posture as their bill. Our bill would have had a reporting requirement that MSDE needed to do on electric room partitions. The Senate amended this bill to instead require MSDE adopt a model policy to prohibit the operation of electric room partitions except under limited circumstances, and to require that when there are safety demonstrations that electric room partition safety demonstrations be part of that.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. Move favorable on the concurrence?
Second.
And properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes. What if they,
Delegate Lasanti.
sorry, if we're prohibiting them, what if they already exist?
It's prohibiting them to be used unless there are no kids in the area or unless the room partition has a motion detector that will move it back if someone's in the way.
So they have to install a safety device on them to be able to use something that already exists.
Or remove everyone from the room.
There have been instances of people being crushed to death by these partitions, hence the bill.
In Maryland?
Right, yes, that's occurred. Yes, it has. Occurred.
Okay.
All right. It's been
Thank you.
properly, thank you. It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. The bill passes. Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. I know you guys finished at 1324 and you just did the room partition one. Did you do pre-concur on House Bill 468 yet?
I think I can take that one, Madam Chair, if it's okay with you.
Please, and just to explain to everyone, it's still on second reader in the Senate, but we may not get a break. And as long as they don't amend it any differently than they've already had, let's move forward.
Alistair, am I right? 468, this is the one we discussed before? Okay, and I'm only taking this because it's Baltimore County bill. It's actually an education bill, and thank you, Mr. Vice Chair, for taking it. The bill is a bill to amend the way that replacement is made on the Baltimore County School Board in the event of a likely departure, like a resignation or a death. The Senate has amended the bill so that someone on the nominating committee could be replaced by the action of the governor with the consent of the county executive for cause. I think we would like to move to concur with the Senate amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor of that concurrence?
Aye.
And again, if they amend it additionally, obviously we'll have to meet again, but this is to save us time, especially if we don't break again, but we do. There's really no way for us to like meet in the middle somewhere.
Just for comfort, the sponsor and the delegation chair both feel like they're good. It's a good amendment.
All right, well, thank you. The Senate was debating House Bill 171 on amendment, a bill in education that did belong to the vice chair. But they've motioned to special order it to the next session, and I think they're possibly not going to move it. But by any slim chance, it does get resurrected. What is in House Bill 171 as it's currently amended, Alistair?
The only additional thing they did was delay the reporting date for school level data.
And this is the school discipline bill, everyone, school discipline data collection.
So under the Senate amendment as it currently stands, that school level data would not be reported for 5 years.
Okay, Mr. Vice Chair, what would you like to do? There's if it does get resurrected there in the Senate.
We will move to concur.
Second.
Is there a second? Does
Second.
anyone have any questions for Mr. Vice Chair or the or for Alistair? All right, all those in favor of a concurrence?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I want to thank you all, and certainly in a very inopportune time as I'm sitting here in the clerk's office because it's so loud in the State House everywhere else, to thank Sarah, Pat, Haley, Isabella, that not all of you got to meet, our wonderful receptionists, as well as all of you, all the subcommittee chairs, for all of the great work on this very odd, unusual session, and welcoming to our new members to our committee that are new to the House or just new to our committee. So I just want to thank everyone and wish everyone a good sine die and a good interim.
You too, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Delegate Wilkins had her hand up.
Madam Speaker, just because you mentioned it, I do really in particular thank my subcommittee counsel, Stan, for all of his work this legislative session, particularly with me as subcommittee chair and all the support and expertise that he provided to our subcommittee and to me personally. So thank you so much, Stan. You're so appreciated.
We
Thank you.
we have amazing analysts. Delegate Patterson?
Thank you so much as well. First of all, I'd like to the sports wagering bill was very, very complicated. And I certainly want to thank the chair, first, Delegate Kaiser, for giving me this opportunity. And we wouldn't have been successful had it not been for George Butler and for the wonderful subcommittee of racing and gaming. We work very well together, and thank you so much. In addition to Delegate who offered advice, and of course, Delegate Lukey, who is my left and right arm. Thank you.
Well, Madam Chair, I don't think Delegate Washington and I are going to leave Alistair out in his hard work for the education groups. He's spent a lot of time on Blueprint and a lot of other bills that were really hard bills to get straightened out. So I'll let him finish if he wants to say something, but we can't let the other two analysts get recognized without Alistair getting his props too.
No, I was gonna forget him actually, but thanks.
His name is Alistair, by the way.
Yeah, I call him medium AJ, given the speaker and the speaker and my baby. So anyway, congratulations again to Mr. Vice Chair and your engagement, and to everyone else, hopefully happy things during this interim.